Big Kirk 916, positivity, motivation, never settle for average. You know how we do it over here. Go to bigkirk916.com, pick you up some merch, grab your original piece of art, grab your hat, my autobiography, or a bar of soap, and wash your ass. And if you don't have water to wash your ass, you can shave a piece of the soap off and put it up underneath your armpits or in your dingleberries, and at least you'll be smelling all right. Better than smelling like booty. Man, I kept telling you guys that Keefe was going to talk himself into an indictment. I posted that video up a while back, and here we have it. Keefe arrested for the murder of Tupac Shakur, death row artist. All the way back from 1996. It took them 3 decades to bring this murder to justice, but there is no statute of limitation on murder. And they said that in 2018, a social media interview, which they say also was a confession by Keefe as far as his involvement in that shooting, led to them reopening the case, and they've been gathering evidence ever since. And when you are indicted under a grand jury, you don't know really what they have until you get your discovery and take a look at all the evidence stacked against you. Now, prior to them arresting him for this murder, they had raided his house and took items related, possibly to linking him to the murder. But, you talk too much, things could happen. And I don't see why he would want to tell on himself. But then there's a lot of people right now doing things on social media that are questionable. And Keefe social media has put him in a hell of a situation. And we'll see what happens with the trial, because this is a high profile case. They're gonna put a lot of people on this, as far as they have the top attorneys for that county on this case. A lot of people are gonna make their quote unquote names on this case. And yeah, man, hip hop, gangs and confessions. That could be a title of a movie. Hip hop, gangs, and confessions. You get on these platforms, and for social media likes, for follows, a lot of people do a lot of crazy things. I've been interviewing people for over a decade, and I always tell people, man, don't come on camera and say things that can get you caught up, incriminate yourself, or put you in an unlikely situation with law enforcement or the homies. Not only do you have to think about law enforcement, but you also got to think about people who are looking to get revenge, watching things, and using what you say to carry out other actions. And law enforcement definitely watches social media, especially a lot of the hip hop channels. So this is a perfect example, and it's not the first. There's been other people who have been busted off their Instagram, their Snapchat, doing things. But it's real, man. And I've seen guys that are locked up that are hoping that what they're in there for is the only thing they're in there for, because they've done other things that they haven't been caught for, but that could come under investigation. And one of the biggest is murder. And like I told you, murder has no statute of limitation. And it could be 20, 30, 40 years later, 50 years. It doesn't matter. They can bring you up in charges in a wheelchair and prosecute your ass. So we'll see. A lot of people are going to be watching this case. You know, this is one of the first big hip hop murder cases that changed the scope of hip hop. You know, these days, you know, it seems like rappers get killed every other day. But back then, it wasn't something that was in the news. You didn't hear about rappers beefing to the point where they were dealing with gangs and feuds where it was actually gunplay and somebody was going to get killed. You know, a lot of stuff would get squashed beforehand, but it wasn't a major beef to where, you know, somebody was going to take somebody's life. But this incident was a very high-profile incident at the MGM following a Mike Tyson fight. Very publicized, you know, on the strip, shootout, and you know, the other alleged people that were involved are deceased. So Keefe is the only, I believe, the only person alive. They say, well, I was in the car at the time this happened, and it's alleged that he had involvement. And a lot of that is based off his confessions. So, hey man, watch your mouth. I tell you, man, think before you act. Don't want to see you making no crazy mistakes out there that'll get you caught up for the rest of your life. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Big Herc 916. Officially, I only got one real spanking my entire life. My mom did the best a 14-year-old could do, raising me with love and instilling values that will last a lifetime. I was a straight A student and lived to make her happy. So how did I go astray? A horrible stepdad that stole my self-worth and invoked fear turned me into a person that I struggled to overcome. From skateboarding to selling drugs, gang banging in juvenile hall, I got caught the same way many young promising men get caught up. I struggled to find my identity, getting mixed up in shootouts, crime, and the adult entertainment industry. This roller coaster continued as I juggled college, hustling, and Hollywood, eventually catching a federal bank robbery case. I found redemption in prison while serving a 120-month federal sentence and came out a man on a mission. I became a social media influencer with over 500 million views on YouTube and a life coach mentoring people all over the world. This is my journey against all odds.
Lockdown's over. Get your yard time in. Exclusively at FreshOutSeries.com.
Go to BigHerc916.com and purchase you a bar of soap, one of the books I've written, a hat, a beanie, a t-shirt, tank top, or some detail spray for your car. Hello, my name is Big Herc 916, and I'm with the Wash Your Ass Committee, and I'm traveling across America helping people wash their ass and get their booty holes clean. And I have with me here today Wash Your Ass soap, and this one in particular is Butt Naked Scrub, but I also have Festival, Oatmeal Milk and Honey, Jamaican Me Crazy, Monkey Farts, and all these scents smell very good. They will help cleanse your body of funk and also make you feel better about yourself. So if you can go to BigHerc916.com, you can pick you up a bar. And my goal is to help America combat funk.